Brand deals and sponsorships with companies are some of the most lucrative ways to make money on YouTube, whether you're a big or small channel. In this video, we'll be sharing 3 tips on how to make the most of these opportunities right now.
YouTube Secrets is out now. Learn the strategies of today's top video influencers in this step-by-step YouTube success playbook. Get your copy today at tubesecretsbook.com.
Welcome to Video Influencers, where we're helping you build your influence, income, impact with online videos. On this channel, we have weekly tips videos, as well as interviews with some of the most successful influencers on this platform. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Video Influencers. We always want to keep you up to date with all of our videos that we upload. As many of you guys already know, brand deals and sponsorships is a big part of how to make money on YouTube. You know, I can tell you from the last 10 years of being on this platform, it is one of the biggest opportunities when it comes to, my business model as an influencer. In this video, we're going to be actually hearing from other influencers on their best tips on how to make the most when it comes to brand deals and sponsorships. So the first influencer is Alejandro Reyes of That Reyes family. And why I love Alejandro's advice is he has a family vlogging channel that's relatively small, yet he gets great opportunities for his brand deals. In this video, he's gonna be sharing what to focus on to attract the best deals for your channel.
One thing I want to encourage you guys right now is you may be kind of going through the flow, consistently posting things. You're like, man, this is just never going to work. I see this person going, speeding up. I see this person and they got all these brand deals that they're doing, all that stuff, but you got to keep going, man. And it's possible with a small channel. Yeah. In marketing, it's all about your niche. And in marketing, someone taught me, back in the day, it's like niching the niche. You guys call it something niche stacks or something like that. Sean calls it
niche on niche.
Niche on niche or something like that. So we niche the niche. So our niche is family, but we niche it down to Hispanic.
Yes.
So we leverage who we are to niche the niche. So for you, maybe it's parenting, but maybe it's parenting to toddlers. We niche the niche. We got very focused on our audience. And I have this thinking in business, it's always audience first. A lot of times it's like, what should I do? What can I do? But you need to be thinking about the audience out there, the potential reach for that audience, and then come up with an angle. So for us, it's family niche. We niche it down. The family is to Hispanic families. If you look at like 90% of our audience, it is Hispanics and minorities. And so maybe like 90%, to be honest with you. And so that's how we were able to do it. And big brands like that laser focus. The problem with a lot of people is they're trying to do so many things. And so focus and niching is critical, man. That's how we've been able to do it.
So the next influencer is Evan Carmichael. And why I love his advice is he's gonna teach you how to double, triple, maybe 10x your opportunities with brands just by pitching a bigger deal. Here's his advice on how to get the most out of your opportunities when working with a brand.
So first off, I want to try to attract the brands instead of going out to them. It puts me in a position of power.
Okay.
I don't use FameBit because you're bidding against 1,000 other people, and so they get the price down as low as they want. Where I want to be a known quantity to the brands in my industry. So you should be a known quantity to have enough influence. If you need help with your influence, watch all the other videos on this channel.
Subscribe here.
Click the bell, subscribe, all that stuff. Right? You should be a known quantity to the brands who are monitoring your industry. Okay? Once you start getting a little bit of outreach to you, I hate doing one-off deals because one doesn't give the brand what they want, because promoting one thing once doesn't transfer enough brand equity over to them. And two, there's so much work in the creating of the deal at the start, of the paperwork and the introductions and the getting to know each other, that you want to spread that across multiple deals and not just one. It's not worth it to do it for one. So anytime a brand comes to me and wants to do one deal, I don't do it, and I push them to make it an annual deal. So it's like, instead of making one video for a month, let's make a video every single month for a year. And you can charge them a discounted rate. Like, you charge them for 10, but you give them 12. But I push all the brands to making annual deals instead of just one-offs, because it's not worth your time.
So our last influencer is Jeremy Johnson of J House Vlogs. great friend of mine, but it's not always about what you can get out of the brand. It's about also what the deal actually entails. So it's really important to look at your legal stuff, read your contracts. So Jeremy is gonna actually share with you guys some of the best practices to make sure that you're actually going into a good deal and not into a bad deal.
You want to find people who speak the language that the contract is written in to help you know what shouldn't be in there and what should be in there. And I've been amazed because up front, when I'm working with agencies or brands or MCNs, I'll say, look, we don't want there to be any licensing deal with this. And they'll say, okay, that's fine. They'll send me the contract and there's a licensing deal. There's a licensing clause in it. And if you weren't familiar with that, you could sign it and you just gave away licensing rights where they can use that video in any way they want and make money off it. And it's not that people are being malicious, I don't think. It's just that people use form contract. Well, it's interesting because one of the most important parts of negotiating has nothing to do with my legal experience. It's that my wife and I have been carefully crafting our paradigm or our outline of what we will and will not do. And that's been a process. You know, will we do any products that we don't already use? And if we will, what kind of products are those? And so knowing your own boundaries helps you sift through what kind of deals are coming in. It's hard because when you first get going, I remember any offer that came in, you want to jump on it because you're so excited. But now we're to the point where probably 80 to 90% of deals that come in, we're not doing because it doesn't fit in our parameters. You have to have parameters for what types of products you'll do and what kind of pricing you'll have. And if it doesn't fit in there, that's where the negotiating comes into play. And so just like if you were to go and buy a car, if you don't know the actual value of the car, you don't have a leg to stand on. And so how do you find out the value of your channel? That's a very hard thing to do. I mean, early on, I remember using things like Social Blue Book or other indicators that gave me some sense. But talking to people really is a big deal. You know, we were talking about this earlier of like, what is the value? Because our channel was constantly growing. And it's hard to know, well, what is the value now? What is the value now? And so to have friends to talk about deals, and that's a really sensitive thing. It can be awkward to go to YouTube and you're like, well, what are you charging for this or that? But that's part of why building relationships in YouTube is part of success.
There you go. Those were just some of the influencers that we've interviewed on this channel. If you guys want to see all those interviews, the full entire video, we'll put all the links down below in the info box, as well as a playlist of other videos where we talk about brand deals and getting sponsorships. The playlist link will be down below. Question of the day: what is your tips for working with brand deals? Put it in the comments below because we love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell if you're new here. If you want to see all of our videos about brand deals and sponsorships, click or tap the screen right here. If you want to see our interviews here on Video Influencers, tap or click the screen right here. As always, we're helping build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. We'll talk to you later.